Good afternoon. I am Charlene Cornwell coming to you from CC's Kitchen. I am going to be preparing dinner on my lunch hour. So I am working from home, have a class, and we're on the lunch hour. So what we're going to prepare for lunch today is going to be our teriyaki glazed chicken. So this had been marinating overnight, so I prepared my sauce on last night. So what we have is a half a cup of teriyaki sauce. I use 1/4 cup mix of honey, and I use 3 cloves of garlic. I like to buy the fresh garlic. So you gotta just take 3 of those, and you can crush them up with the back of a knife. Or if you have a garlic crusher, you can use that as well to crush your garlic. I was just going to show it to you right quick to see that I have it out, and I did not. So, but this is what a garlic crusher looks like. Okay, my son works in a restaurant, so he got me hooked onto this. And as I was looking at, I like to look at cooking shows. I do that all the time. So I'm always on those channels, and they use it, and they're crushing their garlic. So you take your garlic, and you put. I'm just going to show you how to do one. I've already washed my hands, guys, really well, so I don't have. So you just take your garlic and just put it between the garlic crusher like this. See, I have a piece of garlic in here, and as you just squeeze it, and look at that, you get the garlic out of there. And then you just scrape that into your bowl and use that. So that is what I have in my mixture. I use 3 fresh garlic cloves and half a cup of teriyaki sauce, as well as honey in here. And you can also put a little garlic powder. That's just as you know, at your discretion for your glaze. So that's been marinating for a while there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my grill pan. Sometimes I have a George Foreman grill, so sometimes I grill it on the George Foreman grill. But today, I just bought, this is just a regular grill pan that I bought from Walmart. Had it for such a while. But anyway, we're going to use this. Or you can put your salmon in the oven, but since I'm doing grilled salmon, and I want to try to get the grill marks on there if I can, we're going to use that. Okay, so I'm going to heat this up, and this is CC's Kitchen, and we do try to do things a little healthy. So I do have some cooking spray, olive oil cooking spray. So as opposed to using olive oil to cook in, I'm trying to minimize as less fat as I can. So we're just going to spray our pan, because remember, meat naturally has oil in it. So it's going to generate some oil anyway, and especially since I did put, that's another part of my sauce, I did use 3 tablespoons of olive oil in my sauce mixture when I did that. So it has some sauce on it already. Now, so that's teriyaki. So we're just going to take our salmon here. And once our pan heat up, we're going to use that. I'm going to get some mustard just because I want to show you that I do use that as well as giving that extra flavor. Just regular yellow mustard, some honey mustard. So in order to make honey mustard, you can buy honey mustard, but as opposed to paying extra for the honey mustard, I just make it. I just take me a little bit of honey. Okay. Here's the honey. Here's my mustard. And I just pour a little bit in here. Okay. And you just stir that together. And you're going to see, you just make a little paste here. And my pan, I'm doing this while my pan is heating. And I take just a little tab of the teriyaki just to add in there, just a little bit. Just a little bit, like a half a teaspoon, and you put that in your sauce. And this honey mustard here. And guess what else I'm going to put in here? Just a tad bit, guys. I have some brown sugar. And we put just a little bit of the brown sugar in there. I wasn't going to do the honey mustard, since I already have it marinating, but I decided that I wanted to do that. So this is an impromptu ingredient that I'm adding to it, okay? Because I like that sometimes. So, and you just really want to use a little bit, not a whole lot. So just like a half a teaspoon is all you need. All you need. And my pan is still getting hot over here. Waiting there. So we're gonna stir that up. We added the sugar here. So what do we have in here? A little bit of honey, a little bit of brown sugar, and a little bit of the teriyaki sauce, and then a little bit mustard. So there you got your honey mustard. And before I put it in the, before I put it here, try to get it down so you can see. There you go. So what you see here, and if you have like a brush, you're just going to take your meat, and before you put it in the pan there, let me, my thongs here. Take each one of the salmon, and I'm just going to lay it on my cutting board. I just have 3 pieces of salmon that I needed to cook really quick, because I'll be working until 4 o'clock. So I want my dinner to be halfway prepared by the time I get finished working. So this is what working females, women, wives. So I'm just going to take my sauce and just baste it on top my salmon here. Okay, so I'm just going to take my sauce that we have here. Try to get the camera right so you can see exactly what I'm doing. And I'm just putting some on top of this already marinated salmon. Remember, this has been marinating since last night, so this is almost like not quite 24 hours, but it's a good 12 or 8 hours of marinating. So we're just going to put that there. And see, it's basted really well with the sauce. And I'm going to fill my pan here. It looks like it's heating up pretty well. It'll heat up more if I turn the stove up. Okay. Some oil there to keep it from sticking, and that's going to be your salmon. And I think what I'm going to cook with the salmon, I think I'm going to do some stir fry rice this evening, and probably some fresh green beans, and salmon. If I don't do the stir fry rice, we may do some potatoes, but we'll see as I'm teaching this next half of this class. I'll be thinking about what I want to add to the salmon. What'll go good with that. So it might be the rice, or it might be some potatoes, but we will have probably some fresh green beans and some mushrooms. This is going to be my first time tasting mushroom. My husband likes mushrooms, so I'm trying to get into the habit of cooking them for him, since he likes them. I can't say that I don't like them, because I really never ate them. So I'm trying to come up with a good way to cook those. So my pan is not quite hot yet, because when I put this salmon in here, I want to hear it start sizzling. Okay? Because I just don't want it sitting in the oil. That's what happens. If you put your meat in your pan before the oil is hot, then your meat is just sitting there absorbing unnecessary fat. And we don't need that. We carry enough of that. You know, I got some. Okay? So it's heating up really well here. Okay. I thought I had my oven on, but I didn't have it on high enough. It was just on low. So you probably can hear it sizzling. So it's just about ready. Oh yes, that's the sound that you want to hear. So I'm going to cook it face down because I want that to cook first. I generally do not like the skin on salmon. So normally when I eat salmon, I just kind of take that off. But I didn't today. So, and another thing about salmon, you want to cook salmon like on medium heat because you want your salmon to cook like through, all the way through. Some people like kind of like medium rare salmon. I've gone to restaurants and ordered salmon, and when I cut through it, it's like really pink on the inside. And they're like, oh, it's done. It's not done to my consistency of what I want. So the best way to cook salmon, when you're cooking it like this on top of the stove, is to cook it on medium heat so it can slow cook through, because you don't want it to cook really fast and then it burns like on the top, and in the middle it hasn't cooked through yet. So we're going to be showing you the finished product here. So you see I got my salmon, I have it on medium heat, almost like medium high is what I have my oven on. And that's going to be my teriyaki glaze salmon. So I have some more of this left. I did not use it all. So once it gets done, guess what, guys? We'll baste it a little bit more and it'll be nice and juicy. Okay? So that's my teriyaki glazed salmon. So stay tuned. You're going to see a whole finished menu as we go through the rest of our recipe. So as I do my salmon, I'm also going to be showing you, we're going to be preparing our rice as well. So we're going to, I think that's what I really kind of want, salmon and rice as opposed to salmon and potatoes. So I just made up my mind. That's going to be my complete meal. We're going to have stir-fry rice. So I'll be showing you how I'm going to prepare the stir-fry rice as well. And this salmon is going to be so, oh, I just wish you could smell the aroma in my kitchen. It really smells great here. So, honey is something that you need to keep in your household. Fresh garlic, you know, garlic powder is good. And I want you to notice, guys, you did not see me add salt to my salmon. We're cooking healthy. I don't even use salt. Why not? Guess what? This teriyaki sauce has sodium. And remember, we're going to always read our nutritionist label. So as a part of CC's Kitchen, always doing something a little healthy, my goal is to teach you how to cook more healthier and to be more healthier in the kitchen. I didn't even use a lot of oil on my salmon, and I want you to see how this salmon is really, look at that. All I did was just really spray the pan to keep the salmon from sticking. And a lot of times you see us as cookers in the kitchen, we pour a whole lot of olive oil. We think because we're using olive oil, it's more healthy, and we drench our pan and our meat is soaking in oil. You don't have to do that. Just use enough oil, really, to keep your food from sticking to the pan, because meat naturally has fat in it. So when heat meets fat, it's going to generate oil. So you don't have to incorporate any additional oils in your cooking. If you cook it slow enough, the oils will disseminate from the meat, which will caramelize in your pan all by itself without you adding anything else to it. So always think about that when you're cooking. Look at your nutritionist label and make sure that how much sodium is in what I'm adding to it. And you don't have to add any additional sodium. If you flavor your food good enough, you won't miss the salt at all. You won't miss it. Okay? So we're going to be preparing our rice, our stir-fry rice, and I'll be showing you those ingredients that we're going to use for that as well.